Hi, I'm Ken Thurlbeck, and we're going to look at some portfolios today. And we've got a great selection of portfolios. Some of them that you'll see in this pile here. There's some that we consider more industry standards than others. But there's a broad range, and they can be used for a broad number of different applications. We've got rectangular portfolios, we've got the tube portfolio. Let's start with the tube portfolio and get that out of the way. This is often used if you have large illustrations or drawings. A lot of architects use this as well. Basically, you just roll up your drawings, stick them in the tube, secure the tube, and away you go. Got a little handy strap on this thing. A lot of them are adjustable, so is this one? Yes. So that there are, if you have a larger drawing, you can put that in there as well. Nice and handy. Unfortunately, they're a little bit cumbersome when you are showing illustrations or photographs, because you have to take them out of the tube and lay them out. If they're in the tube for a long time, they get all rolled up and kind of curled, so it's a little bit difficult to do that, but an interesting presentation piece anyway. Over the last couple of years, we've seen a really big development in the number of different types of portfolios and what people are looking for portfolios. I'm going to go through a couple of these things right now and just have a look. This particular one is a clamshell portfolio in a bag. Clamshell is called a clamshell because it kind of looks like a clamshell. And the way that you usually present work in a clamshell is by mounting it on a board. One of the things that you should look for when you're doing this is to try to keep all your boards the same size. And clamshells come in various different sizes. I've seen larger clamshells where people have presentations of all different size boards. Unfortunately, when they're carrying them around, the boards are slipping around inside the clamshell, and there are problems with the clamshell, with the work being destroyed. And you want to be very careful about how you use that. You can use the clamshell itself as a presentation piece and you know, take that to wherever you're going, or you can put it in a carrying case. Carrying case is a little bit easier to carry, and also the carrying case protects the clamshell. It's always a good thing to have a name, return address on it, or if you are sending this to someone, have the sender's name on one side and the return address on the other side. You should also have a return address if you have a clamshell somewhere on the clamshell, because what often happens is that the case will go over in one corner, the clamshell will go over in the other corner, and then by the time they're all being put together, they may grab someone else's case, and you may be surprised. You may get a portfolio that you like, or maybe a portfolio that you don't like. So a good thing is to remember to always put addresses on everything. Clamshell, tube. This is a traditional portfolio. You've seen these things around a lot. Typically they're in black, and they usually have work that's presented on vinyl sheets. Let me open this up. So that what you would do is you would take your work, present it inside a vinyl sheet. These sheets are held in place with this metal fastening. One of the problems is that sometimes these things will start to tear the sheets, but this is it's a good off-the-shelf practical solution. Zippers tend not to hold together very long. I'm also going to show you that down here we have a couple of other of portfolios, same thing, come in all different sizes. So you can get a big one, little one, medium-sized one. Very convenient, very easy to find. There's a little trick if you are coming into someone's office and you want to be prepared. So when you sit down, you want to open the portfolio so it's facing you, to put some kind of little logo or something on your portfolio so you know which side is up. Oftentimes you may sit down on a desk because these look exactly the same from both sides, and open it up upside down and then have to go through the whole rigmarole of flipping this around, which you may not want to do. Here's a very heavy solution. This is the portfolio carrying case. It's somewhat like a clamshell, except it is an enclosed, completely enclosed case with a handle on it. Your work in this is, again, presented on mounted boards and slipped into the portfolio. You will want to, again, keep the mounted boards a similar size throughout the portfolio. It's a good solution if you have a presentation that you want to show someone on mounted boards. It tends to be a little heavy, but it protects the work well. It's a modified clamshell. This is a small portfolio. The portfolio, again, can be put into a carrying case. This can be designed for a small, specific kind of work. This particular one was designed for a limited edition book. Holds about 20, 30 pieces. It's a nice solution because you can design it any way you want. This is silk screen information on the front of it. Photo dependent sculptures, and the name of this one. It's done with a linen cover on it and protects the work well. Another solution, we're seeing more and more solutions like this where people are customizing their portfolios, and this is a handmade portfolio. What they do is they print their work on pages and have the pages bound into the portfolio, much like a book. So all the pages are adhered right into this. Nice little presentation piece. One of the problems with this presentation piece, however, is that once you're in the particular book, that's the way that this presentation stays. You can't start lifting pages out and switching pages because they're all bound right into the book. What people are doing nowadays is looking at portfolios that look very much like a book, but also have the advantage of being able to be lifted out of a book. This presentation here, bound pages into the book. These pages can be taken out of the book by simply removing these eye screws and replacing them. This is kind of a unique solution for a book. This is the double book. If you look through the book one way, a set of images. The book also can be presented upside down to show a different set of images. This is handy when you have two different voices that you want to show a client, and you want to keep each voice in its own narrative. Lots of different carrying cases on the market these days. This is nice because it complements the color of this particular portfolio. This portfolio is a handmade portfolio. It used antique Chinese silk that's block printed, and this was an off-the-shelf carrying case. Another example, very similar to the one we just saw. This again is a custom-made portfolio, and it's interesting, instead of just doing an all-black portfolio, this it was a line of leather put in here to give it a little bit of distinction, and the carrying case was developed to also match up with this. This is a little larger book. Traditionally, the books are 11, 14, a little bit smaller. One of the interesting things about this too is that once this was built, a pocket was built in here for promotional pieces, always kind of a handy thing, something interesting to use. So this is just to give you a little bit of an indication of the different types of portfolios that are on the market. Certainly there are other portfolios. These are more of the common portfolios. Also, just to give you an idea that you don't have to stay with one portfolio. You can use anything that best suits the type of work that you need. when you're looking at these things, you first want to consider your work and how your work is going to be presented, and then start looking at the different variations that are available, whether they're off the shelf or whether they're more of a custom solution or a combination of off the shelf and a custom solution. And just see the type of things that best kind of present your work. Obviously, if you're going to do something that's a little bit custom, you get something that really supports your brand, something that's a little bit more distinctive. But there are ways of looking at even the off-the-shelf ones and making them more distinctive. And we're going to look at some of those methods and some of the things that you can do to kind of make your portfolio stand out and support your brand and get your name out there.